Everybody, it's September 12th. Good day, Santa Clarita. This is 2024. I'm going to give you your quick real estate update. This is going to cover what's happening in Santa Clarita today. We'll keep it short. I do have a couple tips, though, one for sellers, one for buyers, as we move into this very dynamic market. We have the Fed meeting coming up here this next week. We also have interest rates that are seemingly declining just a bit. They're not really increasing the affordability factor very much for home buyers, but we are watching as inventory is slowly starting to build. This build is probably because people are waiting for this big news next week. In addition, we also have a dynamic change as well. The market shifted a bit just because school has gone back into session. For those people out there that were looking to move over the summer to try to get better school placement, once school starts, usually the seller and buyer drive slow down a little bit. The other factor that's changing the market a little bit happens to be the new buyer contracts. Buyers are a bit confused about what they're signing because before, when they look at any listing that they desired, they didn't have to actually get into a contract with somebody to show them the house. Well, you can imagine liability reasons and other things, and of course the settlement of the recent lawsuit with the National Association of Realtors has mandated that everybody now fills out and signs a document that talks about who's getting paid, how they're getting paid, how many properties you're going to be shown, what property types, and so on. So when you're looking through these contracts, just make sure that you understand the gravity of it, the length of time, and if there are questions about the contract as a buyer, send an email to that agent that gave you the contract. If you have any questions, follow it up in writing. People use a lot of text messages, and that's great. It's much easier when you're asked to, in front of God, the law, and the court, and all of those people, to show some kind of verification of communication, to make the record clear. It's much easier to access an email and that particular system than text messages. However, as long as it's in writing, it's probably going to hold, but it's, of course, everything's up to interpretation, but also follow up. You sellers, that's going to be your same tip for today as well. Please make sure that whatever your agent is having you sign, whether it's something about how they're going to list your house, a lot of people seem to be falling into some interesting situations that involve companies that say they're going to sell your house easily. They're going to do it without any issue. You know, because the commercial that says how panicked people are when it comes to wanting to sell their house, and then they say, well, you can use this system here. And then they're like, oh, well, look like we're selling our house. At the end of the day, you need to look at the small print on these systems and what they're requiring to sell your house with what they say is less time. Dollars to donuts, if the market is robust, as we are in a seller's market, these companies aren't going to be your best advantage because they're going to include special discounts in order to have your house sold either to them, themselves, their investors, people they know in the periphery, or if they can get you low enough, they want to make even a better deal on your residence than you could get from the normal market. Get everything in writing in that regard. I'm Connor with Honor. When you're ready, reach out. I'd love to represent you, both buyers and sellers in Santa Clarita, greater Los Angeles areas. I have a car so I can get to where you are. Be well. Get your real estate won, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Connor with Honor. Over and out. I want to talk about the challenge. You want to torch off some body fat? What better way to do it? Show your daily activity, whether you're up, whether you're down. You can see that the scale, while it might be important overall, it's damaging if you really look at it every single day, multiple times per day, expecting a particular result. It's going to be you staying on target as long as you possibly can that's going to show the largest shifts in scale. From yesterday to today, I went into a 10-pound surplus just seemingly overnight. But truth be told, yesterday I had a refeed after a fast, so I've replenished and I'm holding a lot more water than normal. Fat, probably not, because I kept around my typical caloric requirement for the day, about 2,800 calories. So that's where I kept it, single meal refeed, but 7 pounds. So if I'm glued on the scale and I'm monitoring it from day to day, it's a panic point for me. Oh no, 7 pounds, what am I going to do? in essence, we'll see tomorrow and the next day that water will level out, and we'll see that true fat loss from the 3-day fast that I put in at the beginning of the week. Then it will make more sense. But right now, for a lot of people that are monitoring the scale daily, it's definitely panic palace. Don't get involved in that. Understand that if you are being true to yourself, true to what you told yourself you're going to do, a big change this time, probably not telling anybody you're going to do it, being ready for the naysayers to say that you've done it so many times and failed. Look at this as practice, ladies and gentlemen, and move into that next step and just enjoy the ride. Understand, once you start to get on your path and you start to do it less and less times, you're going to be making mistakes. Less and less times you're going to be completely upset, damaged to a point where you're going to give it all up and just go on to some kind of a bender. Don't do it. I'm Connor with Honor. Thanks for watching. Be well. We'll see you on the next one. The scale's important, but give it its due weight. You're a biological entity. Things change. A little hotter outside, you might retain more water. A little cooler, you might let off more water. And water, ladies and gentlemen, is heavy. I'm not saying if you're 600 pounds, it's probably a lot of water, but a 600 pounder is going to have a lot more water in them than a 150 pounder. So those changes, the bigger you are, the more dynamic they're going to be. Me, 7 pounds, if I was 110 pounds and put on 7 pounds in a sitting, I don't even know if that'd be possible. I'm Connor with Honor. We'll talk to you soon.